Yo, what's up? I'm Jordan Jan. You're listening to a very special 10-part series of Create and Destroy, where I dissect the top 10 questions I was asked in 2018. Now, these questions I've curated over meeting with over 5,000 people, which still blows me away. I can't believe that the team and I met with so many people. These people that we met with are both first-time entrepreneurs that might be from my residency as entrepreneur in residence at Victoria University, all the way through to some of our corporate clients that are Fortune 500 companies. And these are, we work with executives and CEOs of global big time companies that are looking at changing the future for themselves and their employees and for their service. Without any more fluffing around, this is part 4 of the top 10 questions of 2018. Let's get into it. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. So this one here, again, is really focused at getting a new idea off the ground. And once you've got that idea sorted and you've ran some experiments, you've made it small by following the Roshambo funnel and really figuring out that what you're aiming to do, what your product, what your service, whatever it is, has some legs and you're now ready to start selling to customers, it always comes down to this question, which is really tricky to ask, to be honest with you. But I get asked all the time and it's really simple. And the question is, Jordy, how do I stand out? How do I get attention? I've made the product. I've done all the hard work. Well, I think I've done all the hard work, right? But I just don't have any customers, right? And so the answer is not that simple, but it's also really easy. Let me explain. So let's paint a picture. You've created this t-shirt brand that, I'm going to continue with the same thread if you're listening along chronologically. You've created the t-shirt brand. You've figured out exactly the right price, the right print, the right colors, the right packaging. All these things have figured out, and you've now got maybe a box full of t-shirts that you're ready to sell, but no one's buying, no one's looking. You might have already built a website. You might have, used, a whole range of platforms to do this. So you might have an Instagram page. You might have, Squarespace, Shopify, you name it. There's hundreds out there, but no one's looking. You're refreshing the analytics page daily, maybe hourly, and going, holy shit, there's only one view and I know that was me, or that was my mom or my girlfriend or my boyfriend, and we're back to the same question. How do I start out? So this one here is pretty easy, but where it gets hard is because it takes a lot of effort and is very time consuming. There's no shortcuts. So put simply, you need to create value for your customer. You need to show how valuable you are to them. If this is a t-shirt brand, the value might be making them feel good for supporting an independent brand, might make them feel good by wearing a new shirt and feeling new and fresh and, all the feelings you get with buying a t-shirt, a lot of people get. If this is a service-based business, you need to show them how important it is for them to have this service in their organization. And you need to clearly articulate how you do this or what it is that you sell. So let's keep that really, really simple. You need to articulate clearly what you do. A lot of people call this the elevator pitch, and that's when you're using the best marketing that there is, which is word of mouth. So you need to really easily get that elevator pitch ready so that when you meet somebody on the street, you can say, hey, this is my name and this is what I do, and you should let me help your business, or whatever it is. It might be just buy the t-shirt. Simple as that. Now, I'm going to pretend that you're a first-time entrepreneur. You're starting a little product brand, selling a t-shirt or selling any range of things. But I'm going to presume that you don't have a massive marketing budget. Maybe you have zero. I know I certainly had a zero marketing budget for the first 5 years of my kind of business life. So I always just resorted to social media. It's as simple as that. It's out there. It's free. We can all create it. We can all be in charge of our messaging, and we can interact with customers as much or as little as we like. So I like to think of social media as the digital version of word of mouth. You're totally in control of it, just like when you meet somebody on the street and you're talking about your brand, but you're doing it through your thumbs and through a screen. So these are a few little rules that I like to follow when using social media and using it as a marketing tool. So you need to always remember, just like a conversation, that social media is a two-way street. Could you imagine walking down the street and all you're doing is every single person you're walking past is you're just saying, hey, buy my shit. Hey, buy my t-shirt. Hey, buy my logo. Hey, buy, 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 buy. That's not how you sell things. How you sell things is by interacting with the customer and having a conversation. And that means it's two ways, really, really simply. Social media is exactly the same. You need to interact with your customer in a two-way motion. So always remember that social media is a two-way street. So you need to create value and create dialogue, and therefore creating a community around your brand by inviting comments and likes and interaction and maybe help and advice from the wider community. So sometimes I get asked, I guess alongside this same question is, man, what do I do when people, comment on my picture and they're asking something that's totally random and maybe it's got nothing to do with my business? And I simply say, just reply to it as if that person asked you something face to face. I remember this was really funny. We had a post on The Tomorrow, which for those of you that don't know, Madison and I have this interior design and architecture website and Instagram page where it's just for fun. We just upload amazing design feats around buildings that we really love. We don't sell anything. It's really just our visual diary of pretty looking things. And somebody commented on this picture of this beautiful Victorian building that had a massive vine growing on the side of the building. And the comment was something like, hey, at Tomorrow, what vine is that? And I cracked up and I went, fuck, I have no idea. We post a picture submitted to us from a photographer, and now you ask me what vine it is? I have no idea. But all I did was simply open it back out to the community. I said, hey, at Tomorrow fans, does anyone know what vine this is? And by simply doing that, that opened the dialogue and the community to all the people that were also reading this comment. And within 10 minutes, there was the answer. Somebody out there knew the vine and they opened that dialogue, and straight away there was a comment back saying, hey, at Tomorrow, thanks. Problem solved. So by doing that, I created brand recognition and brand worth and opened a nice, fair and open, loving environment and community by just getting people to help each other. Now, if this was for a business page and someone asked a question that has nothing to do with the product that you're selling, I encourage you to either try find the answer for them. That's also known as customer service for those of you who haven't had any training in retail and that, or hospitality. But you need to just try to add value as much as you can. So the other thing to acknowledge with social media is that you don't need to have 100,000 followers to be successful. You really only need 100 highly interested and highly engaged followers to love what they do, what they do and what you do, most importantly, and are willing to hand over a little bit of money for your product. That there is a nice way to start. As you grow, of course, you want your audience to grow, and I can guarantee you that if you're creating value and you're creating a community for people that are liking what you do, that number will also grow organically with you. So make sure that social media is a two-way street on your page. Make sure you're interacting and you're commenting and you're creating value for your customers and your fans out there that are following you. And to do this, you simply just need to like and comment and post and reply to all the interactions on your page. So you should be posting often and regularly. And there's a whole range of social media tips out there on YouTube. I'm sure you can Google. I'm not going to go into that now. And you need to be creating value. So simply put, if you see something posted rather on your feed, feel free to comment and like and give props and kudos to other people out there just like you trying to get things done. So if you see something out there, give it a like, give it a share, tell people you think that it's great, and lead by example. I'm sure when people see that, they'll be interested with what you do. As long as it's real and relevant, they will tune into your page and tune into what you're doing and repay the favor. It's the same as walking down the street and putting your hand up for a high five. And if someone doesn't slap the other side of your hand, you feel really, really silly. So throw some high fives out there and you'll get some high fives back. And as a result, your brand will grow and you'll stand out and you'll get attention. And that's how I recommend you starting small and growing your brand. This is Create and Destroy. This was part 4 of the top 10 questions of 2018. Thanks for listening. As always, any thoughts, questions, hit me up. My email and my social handles are always attached, so I'm sure you'll find them. You found this podcast, so I'm sure you can find my details. So have a good one, gang, and I'll talk to you very, very soon.